Hi all. Today let's take a look at two browser APIs. One is the File System Access API and second is the Image Capture API. So first let us take a look at the File System Access API. So for this purpose I have created an Angular 13 application. The File System Access API, it enables us to access the file system and make changes to it. So we can basically create file, you can read files and you can read directory and its contents as well. For this purpose I have created a component called File Access System component whose HTML is like this. It has basically three buttons which allows us to select a file, save a file and delete that particular file. So now let's go through the code. So here you can see there are some types like file system, file handle. These are not inherently supported by TypeScript. So we need to add the typings for these types. So that is the types WACG file system access. So once we add this in our package as dev dependency, we need to add that in our types also in the tsconfig.app.json. So once we have done this, we will be able to access the types of this file system access. Now let's go to our application. Here first I'm selecting the file system access and we have three buttons. First what we are going to do is we are basically going to select a file. So if you go to the HTML, you can see that we are actually calling a method called getFile when we click on the select file button. So let's take a look at the getFile method. So first we are calling a function called showOpenFilePicker. This is present in the window object. The typings for this will be available once you add the previously mentioned type. And to this showOpenFilePicker, we will be able to pass some picker options. So this will basically configure the way in which the file picker will work. So let's go through this. Now I am going to click on the select file. So here you can see that only the images type is there, within which it is showing all the type of images. So for that we had passed this option, that is types within the description images, and we are saying that it accepts all kind of images. Similarly, we cannot see any all files star, that's another option within this drop down. So that is why we have added the exclude accept all option. So in case I had given it as false, when I try to select a file, you can see that the all files option is present. So that is the significance of this flag. So I am turning it back to true. Once we pass this option to the showOpenFilePicker, we will be getting a file handle. It will be an array of file handles. So in case you can accept multiple files as well. So in case you accept multiple files, you will receive multiple file handles. So here currently I am choosing to accept a single file. So once I get the handle to that file, that is of type file system file handle, I can check whether that is actually a file by making use of the kind property within the file handle. So let us select this particular file and see the structure. So I am selecting the angular.png. So here you can see that the file system handle is of this type, the kind is file and the name is the file name angular.png. And similarly we have some methods called create writable and get file. So we will make use of the get file in order to get the actual file content. So here I am calling the file handle.getFile and awaiting, since it returns a promise of file. So once it is resolved, the selected file is assigned to this particular property. So here I have consoled this. So you can see that this is a file object. So the file system access API has a second method called the show save file picker. So previously we were calling the open file picker. Now we will be able to use this particular file picker to save a particular file. So the signature of this API is similar to what we saw earlier. We can pass a save file picker option object to this, and it is very much similar to what we saw earlier. Only difference is that we will be able to pass a suggested name as well to this option. So this particular name will be displayed when we try to open this. And once we select a particular file, that file name, it will create a new file handler which is similar to what we saw here. And using this file handler, we will be able to create a writable, and within this writable we will be able to pass any files. So previously we had selected the Angular file, the angular.png file, and assigned it to the selected file. So I am basically passing that file to this stream, writable stream. So what happens is it will create a copy of the selected file into the file system, and then I am closing the writable stream. So now let's try this out. So here I have already selected this angular.png, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the save file. So now it is asking as save as. The suggested name which I gave, it is displayed here. So I am not modifying anything. I am clicking on save. What happens now is, if we go to our folder, we can see that a new file has been created, which is basically a copy of our angular.png, and it is named as test.png. So there's a third option called a directory picker. So it basically gives us an option to select a particular directory, and then we will be able to access the contents within that particular directory. So this is the function show directory picker, and we can again pass the picker options as we saw earlier. So I am using the same picker option itself for calling this method. So once you call this method, you will get a file system directory handle instead of the file system file handle, and using that we will be able to iterate through the contents of the folder, and also we will be able to check whether a particular file exists in that folder. So what I'm going to do is that I am trying to select the same folder, that is the demo folder which contains the angular.png and the test.png, and I am going to verify that the test.png, that particular file exists in that folder. In case the file is present, I am going to call the directory handle.remove entry, and I am passing the name of the file. So it basically deletes that particular entry from the file. So here, in order to check whether that file is present, I am making use of the directory handle.resolve, within which I can pass the handle of our test.png. And in case it is present, before deleting it, I am displaying the contents of the folder. So basically I am listing all the files here. So I can make use of the directory handle.keys. So I will get all the file list, and it is basically an async iterable iterator. So I need to make use of the await for constant of method, and using that I am just logging the file names or the files, and in case the test.png is present, it will remove that, and after that I am listing the files one more time. So now let's see this in action. So I am going to the web application. I am clicking the delete file. So it basically opens a select folder picker, since we called the show directory picker. So I am selecting the demo folder, and I am clicking select folder. Like it is showing that the localhost will be able to view the files in demo until you close all the tabs for the site. So I am selecting the option view files, and now it is displaying the files which are present in that folder. So there are two files, that's angular.png and the test.png. Now since I am trying to delete it, it is saying like it is asking whether it can save the changes to demo. So I am giving the option as save changes. Now you can see that the file is removed, console has come, and after the deleting of test.png, only the angular.png is existing. So now let's check in our folder. You can see that the test.png, it has been removed. So these are the main use cases of making use of the File System Access API. Now let's take a look at the second API, that is the Image Capture API. So this is basically an experimental mode API. It should not be used in the production mode. So in order to access the types of the Image Capture API, we need to install the types W3C Image Capture, and also we need to add the same within our types array within the tsconfig.app.json. So once we have done that, let's go to our application code. So it basically consists of two buttons. One is the grab frame button and other is the take photo button. And also we have a video tag which has the template reference name as video, and I have provided the autoplay option and a height and width along for the video tag. So in this video tag we will be attaching the stream which is coming from a camera, and also I have added a canvas with a particular variable along with an image. So I'll be making use of both these within my application. So now let's go to the TS. We have three view childs. One is the video, so it's basically accessing the video tag, and second is the image tag, and third is the canvas which we saw earlier. In the ng on init, what we are trying to do is that first we are calling the navigator.media devices.get user media, and here we are passing the option as video true. So when we make this particular call, it will show the notification whether we want to give the permission to access our camera. So once we select that particular option, we will be able to get hold of a media stream object. So here I am logging the media stream object, and from that we will be able to get the video track. So here what we need to do is we need to make a call to the get video tracks function, and since I have a single camera in my computer, I am taking the first track. So I am assigning it to a variable called track, and again I am logging it here. Then in case we need to modify any capabilities of this track, suppose we need to adjust the zoom of the camera, we can make use of the get capabilities, and here within this capabilities we can check whether actually we have the zoom capability. In case we have it, we will be able to modify it. So now comes the image capture API, which is the experimental part. All these are well supported in the browsers, but this image capture API, it is an experimental API. So here what I am doing is I am passing the track to this image capture, and I am creating an image capture object. Then I am logging it, and now what I am doing is, since I have added a video tag here, I am setting the source object key within that video tag, and I am assigning it to the media stream which we got here. So basically we will be able to see the video in the video tag. The streaming video we will be able to see it. Now we will make use of the image capture object which we created earlier. There are two methods which we can use within this image capture. So one is the grab frame method. So basically what this method does is that we will be able to capture a particular frame from within our streaming media. So we will be able to access that as a image bitmap, and here what I am doing is I am passing this image bitmap to the draw canvas method, which is a private method, and basically I am drawing it into the canvas. The same thing we will be able to make use of another method called take photo. So here what it does is it is basically taking a picture, making use of the camera. It is not taking a snapshot, or it is not grabbing a frame from the video, but it is actually taking a photo. So that photo we will be able to access as a blob, and here what I am doing is I am creating a create object URL, basically a data URL I am creating, and I am assigning it to the image tag which we saw here. So I am assigning it to the source. So these are the things which I am doing in the media capture component, and in the ng on destroy I am basically stopping the video track so that when I navigate to any other route like the file system access, the video track will be stopped. So now let's see the image capture API in action. So I am going to click on the image capture. It asks for the permission to use your camera. So here I am going to click on allow. So now you can see that the video tag is working and my image is getting streamed in the video tag. So now when I click on grab a frame, you can see that a frame has been grabbed from within our media track and it is getting rendered within the canvas. Now similarly I will make use of the take photo button, and now you can see that a photo has been taken and it has been attached to the SRC of our image tag. Hope you are able to get a clear understanding about the file system access API and the image capture API. See you soon. Thank you.